Hola, bitches! We're back for some lights out league racing, Division 1. And it's wet racing, season 29. Race 3 at the circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. I absolutely love this track. It's one that's used a lot for testing, of course. And as you can see, it's wet. It's wetter than the last rocking chair at a WIT party. And who will find themselves on top of the pile? I think we're going to have 19 drivers. I think Jackson will join us last minute, so a great turnout again. And I'm intrigued to find out who's going to succeed and make it through the session. A little bit of a special race this week, where drivers are not allowed to use any hard tyres in the race itself, and to add even more element of surprise, it's turned out wet in Div 1 qualifying. Will it be wet in Div 2? Who knows, but it's Div 1, and we're on with Ahmadi, who got his first race win of the season last week, and in Vegas, very well deserved, and he currently leads the way in the standings, our championship holder. Not by much though, it's early season, it's very tight. He leads the overall Division 1 and in the Platinum Division, but he hasn't had it all his own way, and it looks like the track's thrown up a lot of tricky circumstances as he starts the first flying lap of this qualifying session. Good evening, Josh. Yeah, the races will be dry, so it's going to not be wet for the races as he goes down to turn 1, cuts the inside curves. We're going to see a lot of the overtaking happening at turn 1, round turn 3 as you're climbing uphill. Very tricky on the traction. We've seen many cars fly off the circuit and collide if they do go side by side. Round rest spot of turn 4, where you want to go as far outside as possible to get as much traction on the circuit, and then hug the inside of turn 5 as we go downhill. Very tricky section, this one. You want to take with as much speed as possible. Flick round turn 7 and turn 8. You can see very cautious here from Ahmadi in the wet. Fling round turn 9, where you can go flat out on the dries. Don't want to go too wide or you're going to invalidate. DRS would open if it was active, and we can see 1 or 2 overtaking opportunities as we hit turn 10. He nearly loses his back end. He's set the fastest middle sector, but he is the first runner. I'm interested to see how he gets on. Very tricky. Some of these, they're not even slow corners, they're slower compared to others, but you want to throw your car in round the final couple of corners, round turn 14. You see he's just struggling with a little bit of understeer, and goes with the 1:24.5 as the first flying lap, with Callum with a 24.9, so not a bad lap there from Ahmadi. And what we'll probably see is plenty of laps just completed on the same set of tyres. 1 second, my dog's being a bum. I forgot I put his bloody bone on the top shelf so he didn't run outside with it. There you go, you little rat. Well, take it off me then, don't stare at it, you mong. Adam Acco's coming with the 25.1, so only a couple of tenths behind Callum. I think it's going to be very tight, and Adam's had a really good start to the season. He's second in the Platinum Championship behind Ahmadi. He's got podiums on both of his races so far. His teammate goes at 25.5. Got a debut podium in the Elite Championship last week with P2, 25.5. Dave came on his league debut in the Aston Martin. Just finding his feet at the moment, 27.3 for him. As we watch Capslot just cross the line, 26.0. So I think a lot of these will be banker laps. Brutus has got a very good banker lap, 24.9. Just, whoa, look at how close that is. So close that you should buy him dinner first. 5 thousandths between Brutus and Callum so far, as Ahmadi extends his time, 24 flat. So I think there's plenty of time for the drivers around him. I think Callum's going to extend his time. And he doesn't, so he's doing another lap. Cat's up to P7, so Haas is looking strong so far as he's eclipsed by Clen the 14th Clen. Currently on P6 for 25.6. His teammate for today is Portuguese Beast on his Lights Out League racing return. Just getting his feelers out this week. We may see more of him. We're going to see him in Div 2 following this. As Ted, who said he's very slow on this track, has got himself up to provisional P2. Mr. Theo in the Mercedes. 28.5 for his first lap, just behind Chief of Fire. I'd be like to see Theo finish the race. He's DNF'd the last couple, and he got himself pole last week in Vegas. He's got some fantastic pace in him. He just needs to follow it through on the race, not get too frustrated. So he's found an extra nearly 3 seconds. A bit more in this final sector. He should find himself higher up the order. Michael goes above his teammate. P8, 25.7. Very close battle between teammates. Oh, nearly loses his back end as Callum gets himself up to P2. Theo, he does get himself up to P3, so he found plenty of time in that lap, 24.5. Still half a second behind D. Big Racky's just current lap now. We've got 16 drivers on the circuit at the moment. Big Racky's has some very, very good practice pace. Just needs to relay that in the pressured environment, the hot box of the quali in the race. He's demonstrated in the past. Just needs to dial it in. I think we're going to see maybe drivers do a couple of runs on sets of tyres. And it normally takes 1 or 2 laps for the inter tyres to get to temperature. As we see Capsock go up to P7, 25.2. Stuttered start from the Kick Sauber this season, but he normally finds himself near up the spear end as the season unfolds. Big Racky jumps behind his teammate for today, Master G's reserving for Picnic. He's currently P12 with a 26.1 as Amadi extends his time at the top. As I mentioned, Theo does have time in the bank, gets a little slipstream off the Ferrari at the end of his lap with a 23.8, now 3/10 behind Amadi. These times are falling. Adam Mako's jumped above his teammate as well as he's just on a warm down lap. Let's check on Dave Kim. I wonder if it's a reference to the Goldbergs. The guy with his shit hair. I wonder if Dave Kim's got shit hair. He's in the pits at the moment, so he's going to have no hair. Caps is invalidated on. He's in the pits also as both passes going in. I don't see anyone else. That's Capstock on another hot lap. Can he? I don't think he's going to find himself up any higher. 8/10 down there, so much improvement for the Sauber driver. He's going to cross the line. As Big Racky goes above his teammate now, P13, 26.1. A couple of tenths behind Dave Kim. 14.1 seconds, so he's found a bit more time. Portuguese, he's got himself up to P3, so that's more like it from the Ferrari driver, 23.9. Still 4/10 behind Amadi. As Dan Morris on his first run up to P10. I think he'll be happy with that at the moment. Interesting to see how that unfolds. 8 minutes to go. We've still got Jax to follow us. If he can join in. Elite Dave's still sitting in the pits. Next. Going out for his first hot lap. Dan Morris still slightly up in his time as well, so pushing on the second lap. It looks like he's just pulled out of it. He's not having any babies now, he's pulled out. Ted Head invalidated this one on his out lap. Let's see what Capstock can do again as he's straight dive in the pits, so get some fresh inters on. Well, I say that. He's got to get himself disqualified. You're going to have to go around again. You're going to get yourself disqualified. I think that's Catslop maybe done. You can't reverse. You're going to have to carry on round. Oh, what a melon. Oh, I don't know if anyone's going to like this. I don't know if anyone's going to like I don't like it. As Amadi gets to 23 flat now, so... Oh, he's lucky the game doesn't disqualify him. Whoa, I'd give him a slap on the arse for that. You naughty bastard. Damar's coming around again for another lap. He's just going to do a warm down and go again. Next, just starting his first flying lap. Terry, let me know in chat, mate, if anyone's got any quali bans or anything. I haven't looked. I haven't been made aware. And we should see Mr. Jax Daniels jump in as well. He's made it in time. Where are you? Oh, yeah. Him out set for Jax. Jax had a great start to the season as well. Got himself P3 in the Div 1 race, which has also meant P1 in the Elite Championship. So he had a brilliant start, and him and Callum leading the way. Cheto cheering on Chief of Fire. Ted head in the gravel. Chief Fire coming to P14. And we'll keep an eye on him, so his fans are watching. Oh, he's not cheering for him anymore. He's retracted it. He don't like you anymore. He says you can go in the bin. As he comes into Sector 2. So he's not on a hot lap at the moment. But ended up with P3 last week in the Elite, so very good turnout for Chief of Fire. Maybe looking to do the same again. As next gets himself up to P17 on his first run. Has more time in the bag. I think Jax has got time to do some laps, so he won't want to be starting on the back, and he'll want to extend his good start. As Adam Acker's got up to P2 himself on the front row, ahead of Callum and Theo. So, as I mentioned, he's found some good early season form. Still 6/10 behind Amadi, so Amadi the one to beat at the moment. But qualifying means nothing when it's a special race following on. Dan Morris at P7, and he's up again, almost a 10th. Yes, still just under 100th now. A little bit more time. Every little moment counts. I think from the Div race, the Div 2 qualifying last week, it was about... oh, he's gone in the pit, so he's pulled it out. Harry's cheering on Ted Ed. And we'll see Harry in the Division 2 race as well. Some big fans in the chat. Michael and Catslop both invalidated, so they're not going to be improving. And next improving his time, he's down at the moment, so he's on a warm up now. Let's get back on Chief of Fire, so he's down in his time too. Can't find that extra time to dial in those integral laps. Let's jump on with the Haas boys then. Brutus slightly down. Well, he's doing so well, P9 so far. You know, that's not too bad at all. He's behind, so he's third in the elite standings for quali, behind Dan and Clem. Validation there from Brutus. What can Cats do? He's down in time, so they're just doing some warm down laps before the hot lap. And I think we might see one or two bits of slipstreaming going on. Amadi on his another hot lap with Callum behind, watching with intent. Look, the caps lock's come out. Michael's still in the pits. We should see one or two come out last minute. Dave Kim's invalidated, just struggling on his debut. There's Portuguese Beasts P5 at the moment. 23.9. Good evening, Lennon. Are you going to be? Are you joining us on the next race? Are you feeling better? And immediate invalidation there from Portuguese. At the start of the lap, it's not what you want. As Adam's now starting. Oh, he's just pulled out of the way of someone on a hot lap. We're going to see times absolutely banging in. Brutus, over 4 tenths up. Is what he needs and gets himself up to P3, 23.3. Just behind Callum. His teammate up to P11. Oh, fantastic. You've got a win to follow on as Amity extends his time 22.8. Callum's actually in the pit, so I don't think Callum's going to be going again unless he comes out last minute. And Theo stays P5 on a 23.8. Perhaps looking bad. He's going to have to go again. It's very tricky when you push into the limits, especially in these conditions. It's the Aston boys. Invalidation from Kim again. Dan's on his outlap, so what can that man do? Dan's on his outlap. Portuguese is going to have to go again. He's got plenty of fuel in his car, do another couple of laps, I reckon. That's his first sector from Theo. As we'll jump on with next and see if he can improve. Oh no, he's on a slow lap. It's the thing with wet weather tyres. Is that everyone's on different laps at different times. As Adam, can he get himself back onto the front row? He cannot. He's still in row 2 behind with Brutus. His teammates just coming around the final corner. Dan is looking strong. P7. Headhead stays, goes ahead of Dan up to P7. It's going to have to be from Jack's a one lap wonder. He might even get a couple in. I'm going to have to try and keep my beady eyes. As Theo's got himself up to P2. And that's actually quali over. Jeez! The yellow flag screwed me over. So everyone that's crossing the line, this is it. Capsock will start P11, the highest. Katz has gone into the pit, so he's not going to improve his time. Dave King has actually kept it on track now and gets himself P12. Brilliant final lap for him. Dan Morris will be highest, P8. Very good lap from Dan. Clen is P10. Portuguese will start P5. What can Theo do? He's fucked his lap up. Next, P15. Who've we got next after next? Adamaco. All or nothing. He's an Amazon series. Above Portuguese. I think he'll be happy with that P5. Tedhead's going again. He's slightly up in his time. There's a slipstream with a Haas behind him. Tedhead will start at P7. Brutus up to P2. As Jack P7 just ahead of the elite boys. Pulled that one out of the bag as Michael goes up to P9 ahead of his teammate Master G, his last one who's into the pits. Armady extends his time to 22.4, a good 6 tenths of Brutus alongside him. And he's found it on the right conditions. A good qualifying there. He messed up, and he messed up his last lap, definitely. And I think that is... You nearly could... Yeah, nearly. You nearly... I'd have to ask you for the lottery numbers next time. So that's Amadee's first pole of the season. Following Callum and Theo's. So that bags him an extra point. Like we said in the chat, Terry's Dan had a great qualifying, starts P10, but in his championship in the Elite One, It's a good standing. So Amadi, 22-4 on Inters. Brutus joining him on the front row. Theo and Callum, row 2. Spicy! With Adam and Portuguese behind him. Spicy! Jackson Tedhead on row 4 with Michael and Dan Morris round off the top 10. Master G on his debut, P11 with Clen, P12. Capstock in 14th is Dave Kim on his debut too. Cats P15 with Next 16th. I think he'll be a little bit disappointed. Big Racky P17. Chief of Fire 18th. And Elite Dave rounding off the 19. Elite Dave not running. Maybe he had a quali ban. I don't know. I can't remember. Harry Hale's looking forward to his first race in the Div 2 following this. And he'll be in the... I can't remember. In McLaren. He's in the McLaren. So whoever's watching, look out for him. Drivers now will be sorting out their strategy. Sorting out their fuel loads. Strategy is going to be key. Me neither. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. No idea. This track's known for its high-speed corners and high tyre wear. It demands precision and strong aerodynamic performance, so it's going to be integral to look after your tyres. As mentioned, no hard tyres allowed, which is going to be interesting. We're going to see at least 2 pit stops, maybe even 3, depending on the tyre wear. And it's in... if anyone does put hard tyres on by accident, you have to pit immediately on your next lap. Mistakes do happen. Let's see if anyone's been an absolute knob. They haven't. So many people starting on the softs, looking very racy. Adamaka, Portuguese and Capstock going on the quote marks alternate strategy. There's no alternate. Everyone is screwed. And the reason this track was chosen for no hard is because of the high tyre wear. So that'll be very, very interesting. Very interesting. This track's been on the calendar since 1991, where the first win was taken by the British legend Nigel Mansell. Amazon does say it's a 2-stopper. Very interesting. And it shows that it can be done, actually, if you don't use your tyres in quali, which these guys haven't. So Amadi leads us round as he's navigating turns 7 and 8 now of the 4.65 kilometre clockwise circuit. 14 corners, 8 to the right, 6 to the left, with 2 DRS zones, second of which we're going down now. You see drivers putting temperature into their tyres. There's a 38% chance of a safety car with a 25% chance of a VSC. And the pit stops are integral. I think everyone will try and do 2 stops where possible. It costs you 22.2 seconds each time. Interesting to see how this first corner will unfold. It's very tricky to navigate through the S-bend and then go around turn 3 as Amadi will go in his grid box with Brutus alongside him. Theo and Callum side by side on row 2 with Adamaka and Portuguese behind, looking in the intent and the interest of Portuguese, who hasn't raced for a while. Jack Daniels P7 leads. Elite driver with Ted Head, Michael, Dan right behind him. Master G on his debut, P11, Clen, P12, Capstock and Dave Kim on row 7 with Cats and Nex. There used to be someone called Nex Cats. P15, 16, Big Racky P17. Going to look for some valuable points for Williams with Chief of Fire 18th and Elite Dave watching all the carnage unfold from behind. Amadi is in his grid box. It's a 595 metre run down from pole to turn 1 braking point. He's going to be under threat right from the start from everyone behind as it's 3, 4, 5. Right down and away we go! And it's a good launch off the line from Amadi and Brutus. As Theo is going to look and try to get the slipstream of Amadi and go side by side with Brutus. So Theo gets slightly ahead, a little bit of wheel banging. But it looks like everyone's making it through nice and safe. Brilliant driving from these Dev 1ers. 1 or 2 losing positions. It gets quite tight. As Ferrari goes wide of Portuguese. Just couldn't keep his car on the track. Managed to keep his position though, as we've lost Jack Daniels. And he's ended up at the back. Doesn't have wing damage, so potential loss of traction or just a little clip from somebody. Dave Kim, good start on his debut, up 5 places now 6 places ahead of his teammate as Dan gets crunched in the middle of the pack, very tight. And as these 1 or 2 laps do unfold, oh, what happened there? Someone's in the wall. Did we get a lock of tyres, a caps lock of tyres? As Master G on his debut in the wall. Just a yellow flag for now as he gets himself back on track. Caps lock lows in a few places, but he's on the alternate strategy, so we'll just look to pump in some laps in that open air. Armidi's managed to retain position at front, but Theo has got himself ahead, and Callum has got 3 on Brutus as well, so Brutus losing a couple of positions. Ted Head ahead of his teammate. Adamaco's tyres yet to switch on, so some of the drivers making use of the softs as, oh, Michael already on lap 1. That doesn't bode well, does it? Where's Michael? There's Adam all over the back of his teammate. Will we see a bit of team play? Will Ted Head let his teammate past? On different strategies, of course. And Adam on early running for this season's championship. A retirement for Master G in the pits already. There's a long way to go. I don't like it when people just retire when they can't be asked. Elite Dave getting past the Chief of Fire, both side by side. Coming round turn 5. Chief of Fire slightly ahead of Elite Dave. Very tricky. Oh, just a little tap. No damage done though. Just run out of room. Very brave going side by side. As Elite Dave just carries on and look to close the pack. DRS is now active. As they are, as you were. Ted Head is still ahead of his teammates. So showing him some good early pace here. The elite driver. Michael and Dan has... Oh, what's happened to Dan? He's losing positions as he lost it coming around turn 12, I think. Turn 11 and 12. I think so. Oh, what's happened to Armadi? That's not just because of DRS. Oh my Christ. Did he lose traction? Does anyone know what happened there? Where did he come off? Was that like the final corner? I was too busy keeping an eye on Dan. Oh, well, that's Armadi. So Theo takes the lead of the race now. New race leader. Which promotes everybody up a position. Adam has got above his teammate up to P5. So I don't think Ted Ed would have battled that too hard, but he's going to try and hold up. And we've got another yellow flag. Elite Dave. Chief of Fires. A bit of a gap there between those back 3. So a good battle between them. As we're in a big DRS. Adam will look to close the gap with the drivers ahead. He's managed to get past his teammate, but he is on a different strategy, so won't panic too much. As Theo will be under threat from the DRS down the big 1 kilometre straight. Cat's getting above Dave Kim as he's got too wide here. Dave Kim staying ahead of Glenn. Both taking different lines. As now Callum takes the lead of the race. Summer D getting past Ted Head. Dan Morris going wide on the final corner. And Dave Kim getting ahead of Cats on turn 1. Brave move, but Cats does a switch Cats. A little bit of wheel banging, which Dave Kim loses a couple of positions. It's a tricky one to overtake, and it's going to be crazy here. And everyone looks like they're going well. I always hold my breath on tight corners like that, but look at this midfield battle as Jackson caps lock exchanging positions. Jack's up to P14 now. Both going to be battling up to turn 7. Potentially, I know. So, yeah, potentially. Yeah, so anybody that's listening, if there is a glitch on the game, make sure you send your race director and through and to the stewards if you need any penalties removing. As we've got a yellow flag, and it is Elite Dave in the gravel coming out. He went deep coming out of turn 9. And back on the track, struggling to keep it on that track. Dirty tyres for the Alpine driver. Callum has the provisional fastest lap, managed to keep himself ahead. Portuguese at the back of this train at the moment. We'll just bide his time. Michael getting the past Cats on the outside of turn 1. Brilliant driving from Michael. Great overtake. As two at the back here. Elite Dave's lost it coming out of turn 13 as well. Just struggling his caps lock, and Jack's having a great battle. as Dave Kim, he's moved down a couple of positions. Just struggling to keep on track. Gone wide. Just couldn't brake in time. Going around turn 4. Has to be careful coming back on track. Nearly wiped his teammate out. And we're seeing plenty of penalties. So it's going to be a tricky one for the stewards. We're going to be here all night. Adam's still the leader of this train. That's what's happening next here. Just losing a couple of positions under DRS. As Raki, Capstock and Jax goes through. Doesn't have damage, so... whoa! Jax goes deep at turn 10. I don't think Nex saw him there. Nearly drove into him. Jax just slightly ahead, just almost clearing off the wing of Nex. He'll be under threat on the next straight. Jax just struggling at this early phase. Just keeping his tyres at the right temperature, and fell out of DRS's. Capstock gets ahead of Big Raki and up to P11 for the Sauber. Jack's looking to retake P14. But Nex defends well for the leader of the Elite. Dave has retired as well. I'm going to turn into Cilla Black. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Callum getting kept honest by these front following 3. Hadamako almost 4 seconds behind, but it's only Amadi for company now. These two, I think they're going to have a great battle all season. They're going to be with each other on track for many races to come, and it's going to be an interesting one for this one. Amadi on the first race overtook Adam on the final chicane in Montreal. It was deemed not the cleanest one. He's a clean driver, but it wasn't the cleanest of overtakes, and Adam took the race win in the end with following a penalty. As Theo retakes the lead of the race at turn 1, and he's just been biding his time and chose the correct moment, as indeed not quite close enough. Capstock and Clem leaving each other plenty of room, but Capstock has made the move. Italian hand gesture for Dave Kim. Speeding in the pit lane. What are you doing? Get the maracas. Real midfield battle as Michael's closing in on Ted Head. Just over a second now. How long will these soft tyres last? When will we see people start pitting? Dave Kim already done a pit stop, and on those soft tyres, that 10-second won't help, and he'll have to serve it on the next pit stop. Battle here with Cats in P. Jackson Dan having a good wheel in there. Dan back ahead of Jack, so I don't know if Jack's just slightly knocked him, but gave the position back. Jack's had, like I said, a good start to the season. He's got a good few points in the bank on the Elite Championship. Whoa, it's happened to Amadi. He's first one to pit then. So after lap 7, Amadi is looking to try and do a bit of an undercut on some medium tyres now. Dan Morris going in as well, so following Amadi's strategy, Amadi will come out in P15. Dave Kim comes round to turn 13. Amadi's just coming out, so bit of open air for the Red Bull driver. We'll have Jax to negate, but I'm sure we'll see plenty drive in the pit soon. Dan going on a similar strategy too. Amadi, maybe soft, mediums. If it's only 7 laps for soft tyres, I think that's the way to go. I wouldn't be surprised if we see these front 4 all go in too. Oh, except Portuguese. I forgot. I'm colourblind. I'm colourblind. Portuguese. I'm colourblind. And we saw Theo dive in. So don't speed. Good lad. Well, that was his undoing previously, as Adam goes through on the alternate strategy. Michael's got himself up to P6 now. Brilliant driving from the Sauber. His teammate going through as well, so we're seeing Nex go in and Cats. And I think soft, apart from Dave Kim, who's gone softs again. Jack's going in too. Amity, will he come out ahead or behind Theo? Behind Theo, so a bit of a gap between these two. With 4 seconds, Amity will have his tyres up to temperature. He'll be running to the rafters. Oh no, what's happened to Michael? I don't think he was near anybody. So gone wide, coming out of turn 4. Where's Michael? Oh, he's running so well as well, so it just cost him a few seconds. Maybe the tyre wear is just really bad and he's just lost it. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in the pits. His teammates on an alternate strategy, so they shouldn't get caught up in the same pit stop. As we see Brutus go into the pits, so Portuguese carries on. Callum's in the pits too, so these soft tyres are wearing thin. We'll see Adam go through to take P2. I won't be surprised if we see Capslock go through as well, ahead of Brutus. We lost coming out. It's one of the Astons, I think. Kim catching up to Cats, maybe. So, Theo. Callum, will he come out ahead of Amity? It's going to be tight. Oh, Chief of Fire just behind Callum. So, Brutus and Amity will have Chief of Fire to negate, as Brutus had got past Chief of Fire, made that early. Chief of Fire's done it for him. He's let his teammate pass too. It's a good team play there from the Red Bull. I thought he was going to try and hold up Brutus as much as he could. Damos passed his teammate. Then came side by side with Jax. Come out through the first couple of corners, but Jax taking a better line. Michael getting past Cats just before turn 4. You don't see many overtakes at that corner. Just Nex and Chief of Fire just coming to make a pit stop. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him Nex only coming in P4, but the longer he's out, the more it's going to be a detriment to his position. As Capslock going in now after lap 9. Interesting. And Nex does go in, so I'd probably see at least 12 laps as Dave Kim's found himself in the wall. And he's retired. Oh, Dave, don't retire on track. That's not allowed. You've got to retire in the pits. And we'll have a word with him afterwards. Chief Fire's in as well. So Capslock going on to the softs will come out behind Ted Head. As Clen goes through, it's going to be tight. As Raki makes a brilliant take on Clen. Down to turn 1 up to P9 for the Williams. Jack's making the move on Dan Morris. These two on. Oh, Jack's always losing his back end. Struggling with the traction, Jax. I don't know if he's got the right setup or not. But now behind Dax. And oh, it looks like it's very slippery out there. It's like he's racing on sand. So Dan just ahead of the moment, winning this battle. P14. Capslock on those fresh softs, so he'll be extra racy. Oh, Adam. Oh, Adam, no. Italian hand gesture. Trying to... and it's not because you're going to have to pit again. It's not like one we can take away either. Oh, Adam. Callum and Brutus Amity go through. Ted Head, his teammate, just coming around the final corner, so Adam should come out just ahead. As Amity's got ahead of Brutus up to P4. Adam does get ahead of his teammate. It's an open air for Adam Acko. Making use of DRS now, Michael, up to P12 after his moment a couple of laps ago. Nex and Cats sticking with the Sauber driver. And lap 12 of 33, so yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I don't know if he racks up so many penalties because of the and Nex as well. If they rack up so many penalties because of the this issue, they'll get disqualified. They've just got to try and keep it in. They've got to keep it in the lines. There's no other way about it. Like, if you know you're getting loads of penalties, you're just gonna stop pushing so hard. Clen still on the back of Raki. So as we currently stand, Portuguese still yet to pit. Be interested to see how long he goes on these mediums. He's no way going to try and do a one-stop. Surely to God. Theo, net lead of the race, 1.5 seconds ahead of Callum, so a good good buffer between these two. Callum maybe giving himself a bit of space just to maintain that tyre degradation. OD and Brutus and a good battle behind a further 4 seconds. Well, I think Ted Head is leading the way in the elite. Big Raki running P2 currently in the elite, with Clen right on his gearbox. If Raki can keep this for the rest of the race, which I've got everything crossed, fingers, toes and penis, everything's knotted for him to get on the elite podium. This Portuguese now trying to pit. Done well on 13 laps. Coming out on some softs now. We'll come out behind the battle. Will he come behind Adamako, or it's going to be tight? It's just ahead of the Visa RB. Caps Lock getting past Ted Head up to P7. And Caps Lock just settled himself now after, again, 1 or 2 early moments. I might be wrong and I might be tempting fate, but I don't think we've had many issues which will be sent to the stewards. I might be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, because it was a lot last week. But everyone looking like they've just got themselves settled, a few gaps forming. It's an interesting battle here, like I said, for P9, and one for near the top of the Elite Championship with Jack's currently P14. He'll open up that championship coming out of race 3. Some big points on offer. Brutus has got himself up to P3 ahead of Amadi, the championship leader. Like other seasons where he's not really been tested. At the early stage of this season, he's not having it all his own way. Callum has closed the gap on Theo, taking a quick look at turn 4 for his race lead. There's only 1 lap advantage for Callum. As we see Nets and Cats exchanging positions at turn 1. Brilliant driving between these pair. Oh, look at that precision from both. Cats with a switchback, Nets on the outside of turn 3. Left just enough room by the Haas driver. Has got himself just slightly ahead, but the side-by-side go around turn 4. Now that's what you love to see, and that's what Div 1 is about. Still side-by-side going through turn 5, but Cats has got himself slightly ahead. Brilliant driving. Round of applause. Love that. You love to see it. Cats up to P12, and they're both about 3 seconds behind Michael. I reckon if they could work together, they could slightly close that gap. Yeah, that was absolute quality. That needs to go in the channel. Someone needs to clip that. Clen's still behind Raki, just struggling to close that gap and make that overtake. Good management here by Raki with his ERS. Everyone's just, ooh, Danish friends, ooh, Danish friends. They might be in chat, but like, don't. No, I'm not gonna. I was gonna try and do some sort of Danish accent, but I've got no fucking clue. They'll be like, don't go near me, don't go. They'll be screaming at each other, but I don't think they're in chat. I'll be surprised. Portuguese has joined this battle here for P3 now. On those soft tyres, he's going to need to make his... Oh, nearly loses his back end into the gravel. He'll be looking to close this gap as much as possible. We're 16 runners out of the 19. We're over halfway through now. It's going to be an interesting battle. One for the lead of the race, but also for the podium. You can still see the race leaders ahead. DRS is open for the two following cars on Amadi. Are they close enough to make a move? Portuguese takes a quick look as Amadi makes a move on the inside on Brutus. Locks up slightly, but manages to get his car turned in. Brutus left him plenty of room. Amadi now up to P3. Portuguese just waiting for any sort of collision. Better traction on those softs as they follow each other round the wide hairpin of turn 4. Portuguese looking on the outside. Brutus will have better traction. Uses a lot of the curb, but Portuguese, brilliant move from the Ferrari driver up to P4. Some fantastic overtakes on show at the moment. Go jump back down to Michael, who's closed in on Glenn. Big Racky's managed to get away from him. A bit of breathing space for the Williams driver. And now Glenn has got Michael breathing down his neck. He'll have to be careful he doesn't pull his pants down. Otherwise it's going to get saucy. Big Racky actually closing in on Ted Ed. 3 seconds for Theo. That's not what he wanted to see. He just needs to keep his head. Not let that annoy him. It'll be frustrating as Callum does take the lead of the race now down to turn 1. Portuguese ahead of Amadi. I don't think Brutus is close enough, so some fantastic overtakes going down to turn 1. Keep an eye on these two as Michael on the run down to turn 1 up to P10 for the Sauber, and you can see him just closing in on the Ferrari. Katz takes a late look. Brilliant overtake from Katz. I think he caught neck snapping. That's Chief of Fire. Gets ahead of Dan Morris, who's done another pit stop onto some fresh tyres. Will he go into more mediums to go to the end of the race? Some softs. Ooh, brave from Dan. He's got himself a fresh wing as well. All about points for Dan. Terry's is rooting on Racky. He's in the DRS of Ted Head and could get himself into the lead of the Elite Championship. So we'll watch these two on the run down to turn 1. I don't think Theo's close enough. It's such a long straight. He can catch you right at the end. Theo's not quite close enough there, so Portuguese has given himself a bit of a gap in his breathing space between him and Amadi. So Brutus has that space as Cal Capstop is in the pits now. Get off those softs. Managed to get his car slowed. And all the while, Adam is closing in on this battle for P3. Only 1.4 seconds behind. As Big Racky does make the move up to P7. And into P1 of the Elite Championship on Ted Head. Ted Head's just been, I think, probably nursing his tyres. Just running his own race. And now he's got a bit of a battle here with Racky. Williams driver up to P7. Glenn staying with Michael. Where's Michael? And Nex has got himself back ahead of Katz. Interesting battle between, like Terry says, the two Danish drivers. Danish bacon, yummy, 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 yum. Amadi's been dropped by Portuguese, who's got over 5 seconds between him and the race leaders. But Adamako is within DRS. Will he get it on this run? I think he does. As Brutus getting ahead of Amadi up to P4 for the Haas. And this is the great battle here now currently for P4. As Big Racky's now going in the pit looking for a bit of an undercut. And he doesn't get that drive. He doesn't get the 10 seconds. Good on Racky. As Michael's caught up to this battle with Ted Head. So it's good call there from Racky of trying to do an undercut because Michael and Glenn have joined the party. Ted Head's retaking Michael. What's happened to Michael? He's gone off on turn 3. Was that a slight collision with Ted Head or has he just lost traction? These tyres are wearing a bit thin. I think 13 laps was Portuguese on the first run. I lost a bit of time, but Glenn is all over the back of Ted Head. Racky's come out in P14. Bit of breathing space for Chief of Fire behind him. And And he's got a gap between him and Caps Lock. So it's all just down to him to pump some laps in as the front two are in. Same time. As Portuguese goes through, takes the lead of the race again. There's Callum, and look at him. Oh, it's like the human centipede. Headhead's just coming around the final couple of corners, so they'll come out in P5 and P6 respectively for Callum and Theo. We'll have some air between them and the front fours. Katz is now pitting. Michael's pitting as well, so both trying to react to Big Racky. As Big Racky's just coming round turn 14 now. Jack Daniels in the pit too. Michael's still in the box. Katz is still in the box. So Big Racky does go on through with plenty of room to spare. So brilliant call from the Williams driver. Chief of Fire's gone through as well. So he's going to... Michael, Katz and Jax will have to try and get past Chief of Fire. And he's going to be driving with his elbows out. Jax is still coming out of the pits actually, so won't be as close as expected. What's close as expected is battle for P2 currently. I won't be surprised if we see Amadi pit now, try and react to the front two. He's still going, so nursing these tyres as much as he can. But what we have seen is Brutus go in and react to the front two and try and do an undercut. Callum and Theo still within reach. Portuguese actually pit as well and gone onto the mediums. Should come out ahead of Brutus, which he does, but only just. Theo and Callum go through. Head's coming. Don't. He always makes my arsehole clench. Clenn and Next going in as well. So Capsock will definitely go through. Big Racky should go through with some breathing space as well. Up to P7 for Caps Lock. Head just ahead of Clenn and Nex. Michael making the overtake on Chief of Fire. Up to P9, and he's got... Oh, look at that advantage for Racky. 5.6 seconds that Michael has to catch. So 11 laps, 12 laps to go for Racky. And it'll be a big best result of the season so far for the Williams. He's got his support in the chat. So keep an eye on Ted Head, who's on the back of Chief of Fire. Chief of Fire on those old mediums. As Amadi now deciding to pit, and Adamaka now takes the lead of the race. Yeah, I agree. Capstock would definitely be up there, and I think that's kind of the retrospect he's going to have of if he's a little bit disheartened by where he's finished in the race. As Amadi, will he come out in relation to Brutus? Brutus goes through. Amadi just coming out the pit, so Brutus ahead. Has that 1 lap extra tyre wear, but nothing really at this late stage of the race. That's Chief of Fire. What's happened to Chief of Fire? Oh, he's lost track. He's lost it coming out of around turn 13. As past this provisional lap goes to Mr. Michael Vienne. That's a pit for the driver. Got P3 in the Elite last week. And do his best to try and get that. So no damage. I think he just lost some traction on old tyres. Huh, weird. This game. Adam's still yet to pit. I'd be surprised if he tries to go to the end on these. I think it's probably try and go and then just jump on some set of softs to the end. So Callum in the lead of the race with Theo right on his gearbox still. We may see an overtake with DRS, which I don't think Callum will battle too hard. Knows that that Theo has the 3 seconds, but that doesn't mean that they may not be removed depending on track limits. And we've had 2 races this season already where the race win has been changed to given on penalties or removal of track limits. Portuguese currently running P4. Good season debut for Portuguese driver. Funny enough. Brutus has got that breathing space between him and Amadi, but knows that Amadi is a massive threat. And then further behind Capstock, who's just run his own race for now. as Glenn does make a move on Ted Head. Oh, look at this cluster. Look at this clusterfuck. There's cats and necks all together. Glenn still ahead. Ted Head looking to turn him, but can't turn him when there's a car there. Has on the looking side of turn 5. Just misses his braking point. Not too much damage with Glenn. A bit of wheel banging. But everyone's still going single file as they climb uphill. Adamako now going into the pits. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out and see how racy he is for the final stint. Ted go wide. Next goes wide as well. Next needs to be careful with these track limits. Adam, I think, will come out behind Amadi. Interesting battle here for P10. Adam just coming out. Hey, actually, it's going to be tight with Raki. Raki up ahead of Adamako, so it's not going to be easy for Adam to get past Raki. This is full position. Raki up to P7. Side by side, Ted Head on the inside of turn 1. There's plenty of room. I think Glenn just turned into it too early. And next ahead of Cats. These two found each other on track again. The pit stops have levelled out. And this is a brilliant midfield battle for the 10th spot. As Glenn side by side with Nex now. Nex looking to make a move on the Ferrari. Glenn has the inside. And he pulls out that one. It's a very tricky one to turn in. Off turn 7. So very good. Very wide there for Ted Head. Katz having a look on the inside of the Ferrari, pushing his compatriot round. It slowed him down, which keeps the Ferrari driver just slightly ahead around turns 11 and 12. Brilliant driving between these four. Whoa, what was Katz doing? I don't know if he had enough room there, but Glenn went well wide off the track. It looked like he was shunted by Katz. That was from my point of view anyway. It looks different on track as Next gets himself up to P10 with DRS with Ted Head. I'm sure Katz and Glenn will close the gap while these two are battling anyway. As Big Raki has got passed by Adamako now on those fresh softs and is already out of the DRS. And we're just managing his tyre wear. Chief of Fire gets another one on the track limits list. He'll be looking in his rear view, managing the distance between him and Michael behind. Portuguese comfortable now in P3. Brutus is ahead of Amadi, winning that current battle between these two. Been racing each other for years across the seasons. Brutus currently winning that battle. 27 out of 33 laps. And touch wood as well. I'm smacking my head. We haven't had a safety car. Adamako provisional fastest lap 1:13.6. So I don't think that'll be beaten unless someone does a late pit stop. He'll be pumping those laps and closing in on caps lock. Currently running P6. Be a good final battle between these pair. Caps lockers, like Terry said in the chat, will be well up the order if he didn't have that early spin. So I think, yeah, an extra 10 seconds or so would definitely be a battle for a podium. It's not all over for him at all this season. Abadi is still behind Brutus. Theo behind Callum at the moment. As Dan Morris in the pits again, getting on those fresh softs. He knew when he last pit that he would not last the rest of the race. He gets himself lapped, but points on the board. Just use it as pumping in some laps, Dan. Probably won't be most exciting race. It's always one just to get some practice in. He's had trouble with his wheel. Hopefully he hasn't had any trouble today. Jack's one who's not had it all his own way as well this race. Currently P14. Joined us late in quali, just didn't get the probably quali lap that he wanted. Had that early skirmish at the start of the race. Just hasn't managed to recover from it. got himself a couple of wins and poles and fastest laps on the first couple of races, so he's got good point advantage. Won't be too worried, I'm sure, but it just will make the championship more exciting going into race 4. Katz has caught up to Ted Head. He's just struggling a little bit. There's been left a gap between him and Nex. As we stand with 4 laps to go, Callum will win the race this season. Race 3. I think it was his first race win of the season. Amadi taking P4 with DRS over Brutus. See a close battle to the end between these two. Adamako still within 2 seconds. So either he's biding his time or he's struggling on pace, and these tyres are wearing really quickly. I thought he'd be caught up to Caps Lock by now, but no. 2.2 seconds between Raki and Michael. I think even with the penalties, Raki should have this on in the bank. Just keep it on the track, my friend. As Theo gets himself another track limits. He has to be careful of them. He's got Portuguese behind him as Jackson's in the pits now. He'll be looking for a fastest lap. I know it. The sneaky shit. He's like a secret squirrel. Bury your nuts. Callum's still ahead of Theo. Theo, like I said, with those penalties. Brutus has dropped behind D already, so Hamidi has put his foot to the floor and gone, screw you. He's drove past him with his middle finger up and left him for dust. Adamako, he must have heard me. He's closed the gap now by 8 tenths. And we'll be looking to make a move as the final stage of this race unfolds. Cat's still not managed to make a move on Ted Head. Playing ahead, he's all those 3 seconds behind. We'll be looking ahead on all those penalties as Katz does make a move on the inside of turn 1. Brilliant overtake from the Haas driver. Meow, meow, motherfucker. Or meow, meow, mother gringo. It looks like it's a McLaren. Is it? Oh, it's, I think, Jax coming around the final corner. And that is he's moved out of the way, so he hasn't disconnected. Lets his I think he's having to let the front runners pass on his front run and on his fastest lap challenge. Oh, look at that, side by side going round turn 9. You don't see that often. Brilliant driving between Katz and Ted Head again. Plenty of room left by both, but Katz has made the move with the DRS up to P12. Sorry, Ted Head's still ahead, sorry. Keeps P11. So brilliant driving by both. I'll have to say, I think, and you know, where it goes into driver's choice of driver of the day, but I think I'm going to put Katz as one of the contenders, because he's had some brilliant side wheel-to-wheel racing, gets himself up to P11, some brilliant wheel-to-wheel racing, and one of the clips of the season so far earlier on. Yeah, I just have to say, plaudits there to everybody, but yeah, Katz has had some fantastic battles so far. Adamako is caught up to Capsock in DRS range now. When will he take the opportunity to make his move? It's not long before his tyres will wear, only a couple more laps or so. We're on the penultimate lap of the race, with Callum and Theo still keeping each other. Honest Headheads just dropping quite far back out that DRS range. Can Adam make the move on Capsock on their penultimate time? And I think Capsock has saved all his ERS, and he has at this moment. Adam's got a couple more opportunities. Oh, Capsock goes wide and goes off the track. Did he? What the fuck? the fuck happened there? As Ted Head's going into the pits, and I think that's going to be a fastest lap attempt from Ted Head. I'm surprised he's in the pits. With 1 lap to go, he's going to go for it. I wonder if he's got time. As Callum and Theo pulling Jax Daniels along. Jax Daniels, a little snake, getting DRS for that fastest lap attempt. Callum going through the lead of the race for the final time. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck happened there? No idea what happened there. As Adam. I wonder, it'd be interesting to see if anything, it was like anything on their POVs. Be very interested to see if there's anything on their POVs, because it just looked like Caps Lock went into the gravel and then he was back on track. That was weird. And it's not like if it's not like he resets the track either, is it? Because it puts you in the middle and stops you. I think Caps Lock had a good defending, trying to defend the slipstream. And saved all his ERS, so you like to think, but Adam, he's a wily fox. Will try and take it through the middle sector and would have saved some of his ERS as well. Very tight. Through sector 2. We've got a yellow flag. I think it's the car's letting the leaders past. Adam taking a different line through 5. We'll have to go back to it as we jump onto the lead of the race, and it's Callum coming around the corner for the final time. Takes the race win. And Theo gives him a congratulations. And we'll take P2. Portuguese will come across the line. P3 for the Ferrari driver. As Adam, with DRS, makes the move. Brilliant overtake. Caps Lock will try and push him right to the line. Amadi and Brutus take 4th and 5th respectively. Brilliant race from those pair, especially earlier on. And Adam will take P6 with a brilliant overtake on the DRS. Caps Lock P7. He'll love that battle to the end. Big Raki comes home P8 and will take race win in the Elite Championship. Michael come home P9 and will take P2. Both getting their first podiums of the Elite Championship of the season. Next comes home P10 and he gets his first podium. Caps crosses the line, gets jumped by Clen, who will take P10. Cats P11, and next will be dropped down to P12. But a good race from the Mercedes driver nonetheless. Ted Head will cross the line, P13. You'll get more than 1 point, Dan. And all points, you don't know how they'll unfold as the season goes on, but I commend you for finishing anyway. You know, I can imagine it was a hard slog, but I do thank you. And giving us the grid, he is Callum in his orange hat. And congratulations to your podium sitters. Fast lap goes to Adam Mako. Extra point for him. Driver of the day gets given 2 Caps Lock. For most overtakes is, of course, given by driver of the day. Out to you, Dan, but like I say, I commend you. So race win, like I said, goes to Callum. Theo taking P2 and Portuguese P3. Amadeo comes home P4, P5 for Brutus, and Adamaco P6, but gets faster lap with a 13.6. Caps Lock up to P7 from 13th. Brilliant drive from him and potential driver of the day. Big Raki P8 Elite win. Michael P9, Elite P2, and Clen P3 for Elite, but it takes P10, 11, Cats 11, next P12, battle between those two for the whole race. Ted Head 11, Jax P14th, Chief 5 15th, Dan Murray 16th, and we lost Dave Kim, Elite Dave, and Master G from DNF. Woo! What a race that was. I did not think that I'd get as much action as I did, and I can imagine 1 or 2 drivers found it tricky on as the tyre wear unfolded, but big congratulations to all drivers that participated. Next week we do for the first time Zandvoort reverse. That's it, the tricky Zandvoort but in reverse. But GG's to everybody, and anybody that has any Insta track limits, save your race director and send your clips in, and we'll get your penalties rescinded. But you need to have your clips and your race director to be able to have that done. My name is Alex. Join us following at 9 p.m. UK time, Div 2's attempt in Spain. My name is Alex. This is Lights Out League Racing. Peace out.